hair, light. Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. A little different from our typical moto vlog. I would have loved to have recorded this on the bike with you, but I can't really do a show and tell when I'm using all of my appendages. So, I know many of you came from watching this video right here. This is the second time I'm referencing this video in some recent videos of mine, but obviously that video has over 500,000 views. There were quite a bit of very concerned comments, and not in a negative way, but people that just genuinely did not understand why I brought the things I brought or why I camp the way I camp. I'm gonna go ahead and preface. I've said this in multiple videos. I am not a survivalist camper. I go camping because I genuinely enjoy it, and what's more enjoyable than camping comfortably? So all of the things that I'm gonna list off in this video as my camping essentials that I never go without are because I truly never go without them. I like living in the lap of luxury when I have to sleep outside. So to all of you guys saying that I should be sleeping on a tarp on the ground, not into it, sorry. If I don't have to, I'm not going to sleep like that. A few of the questions I want to go ahead and get out of the way before we get into the gear that I actually bring when I go camping with me. Question number one, am I armed when I go camping? I'm not gonna tell you yes or no. That's my business, and if it ever comes down to it, I guess someone will find out, but not gonna answer that question. Thank you for your concern though, but I had absolutely no one around me while I was camping, and it was quite wonderful. I've never, ever had a dangerous experience with other human beings. Obviously not to say bad things can't happen, but I'm just gonna put that out in the universe. Question number two, why on earth did I bring firewood into a forest or into a campground? Well, the campground I was at, you are allowed to forage for firewood. That is allowed. You cannot cut down trees, but you can pick up deadfall. That being said, we had torrential thunderstorms the entire day, the day that I decided to go camping. If you saw in that video, everything was soaking wet. I had a hard time even finding kindling. And as I mentioned, I'm not a survivalist. So if I had to go live in the wilderness and like keep myself warm at night, I probably won't survive because I'm not that talented. So I went and purchased $5 for a bundle of firewood, which is totally fine by me. It was pre-split, it was dry, it was nicely. Do you see my cat? She's just having a grand old time. She likes hanging out with me. It was pre-split, it was dry, it was easy to light, it was easy to keep dry. So I will always pre-purchase my own firewood because why not? Unless it's actually dry as a bone outside, it's hard to like find and forage and split and do all that. You know, I only have so much space on a motorcycle, and maybe next time. I have a tomahawk, I have a hatchet, and maybe next time we'll go find and split some firewood. But that day, I am amazed it stopped raining when it did. So yes, I brought my own firewood. Come here, do you wanna get in camera? Okay. Hi. Question number three, why did I bring lights? Why did I string lights over my tent? I just thought it was pretty. I like having lights in the pitch black, so I honestly slept with those on all night long. Might not have been a good idea. I didn't really have any bad experiences, but I just like having lights, and it makes for pretty Instagram photos. Oh, and this is another question I got from you guys in a previous camping video. You can check out that one right here. My husband and I, the campgrounds quite literally just opened up in Ohio after the COVID shutdown and all of that stuff. So we were just for the first time able to go camping, and the only place we could go was an RV campground. That was the only place they had available, and we were testing out gear. We were not like actually camping to go camping. We had a lot of new gear that we acquired over the winter, and I needed to test out my new gear before all of my camping trips this summer. Unfortunately, most of those big events have been canceled due to the pandemic, but I still needed to test out my gear. So for everyone that just could not wrap their brain around why a married couple slept in 2 separate tents, I can't. I still to this day get comments on that video of people just so concerned about my relationship. So thank you for your concern. Each of our tents was a 2-person tent. That's 2 people without anything else inside of the tent. So obviously we rode our motorcycles there. We have a bunch of gear, we have our clothes, we have our beds, we have everything that we bring with us. So putting 2 people and all of the gear inside of the tent, it's just too tight. We do have a big 5-person tent. Here's a photo you can see here of us moto camping in one tent. But for that specific experience, I needed to test out my new tent. And I'm glad I did that because I ended up not using it when I went to my Grits and Glory moto camp out. You can check out that video here. So for everyone who's interested in my actual gear that I bring camping with me, I have multiple camping gear videos on my channel. Here's one, and I actually have an unlisted one that was my very first video on YouTube. If you're interested in seeing that before I knew what I was doing on this platform, if you're interested in seeing my very first YouTube video ever, leave a comment down below and maybe I'll make it public and you can check that out. We slept in separate tents because I needed to test out my new gear, and we were totally fine with that. I hung out with him the whole day. We woke up together and had coffee by the fire. It was amazing. We are okay in our own personal space. It's good. It's good for relationships to be okay apart. Just that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk about relationships. But anyway, oh man, I got a little furnace on me. She is so warm. Hi. So that being said, final question. I don't want this to get rambly. I don't want you to click off, but final question. Have I ever camped in a hammock? Yes. I firmly believe hammock camping is one of the most comfortable forms of camping off of your motorcycle. Here are some pictures of when I have been hammock camping. I've been to Babes Ride Out and hammock camped. It's an amazing hammock. I have the Lawson hammock. Best night's sleep in that thing. I truly love hammock camping, but ever since I decided that I wanted to get a bigger sleeping pad. So the thing with the hammock is I didn't have the underquilt, and it got very cold one of the nights I went camping, and it was awful. It was miserable. I had nowhere to go. I was freezing to death. And instead of buying another giant, basically sleeping bag size underquilt to put under my hammock that would end up taking up pretty much the same amount of space as a tent, but I still don't have room to put my gear, I decided I just want to kind of switch back to tent camping. I'm totally fine with it. I have the room on my motorcycle. You can check out this photo. I can load my bike down very safely, very efficiently, and I can travel comfortably. So I'm going to continue to do that. You guys camp the way you camp. I'm gonna keep camping the way I camp. Everyone should get outside and sleep. Okay, so when I go camping, if I am in a tent, one of the #1 things I will not go camping without anymore is my mattress. This is my mattress. It's honestly about the size of a tent. It's not that heavy, maybe a couple pounds, and it does not require a pump to inflate. I'll go ahead and insert a clip here of how long it takes me to inflate this mattress. It probably takes me 10 to 15 max bags of air. It comes with its own connector that you fill up with air, pump it down, and it inflates to a twin size air mattress. It's so comfortable. I seriously will not go camping without it again. That being said, I also get 100,000 comments every single day about people telling me that my mattress is too big, it's too much space, you should look into the smaller ones. And I have at least 3 of these smaller self-inflating mattress pads, and it's just an air pad. This thing, I paid for it. It was like $57. Like, I've done it all. This was $57, and all of my limbs go numb when I sleep on the ground on this thing. If I'm camping in my hammock, I'm bringing this. This gives me a nice barrier in between my body and the underside of the hammock where mosquitoes just suck the life out of you. This, the most comfortable sleep I've ever had while camping, was $15.99 at Walmart. So I'm weighing the differences here. This thing, game changer. Game changer. Love sleeping on this thing. So comfortable. You guys, I gotta show you my cat. Look at this. Hey, what you doing down there? You got your little foot out? Oh, you're so pretty. You back? Oh, we're still crooked. We're still crooked. Nope, let's get back. There we go. Okay, are we good? I think I accidentally shut you off. I didn't mean to do that. I hope the first half of that video stayed true. Okay, so that's my mattress. Never go camping without that thing. My next camping item that I absolutely refuse to go without is my chair. This is my camping chair, and honestly, this thing has seen better days. There's like holes burnt through it from being too close to the fire, and this is the most comfortable part of camping. A lot of campgrounds you go to, you will have like a picnic table and stuff, but the picnic tables are usually anchored to the ground. They're super far away from the fire, and I just like being comfortable. So there's nothing more I love than setting up my very comfortable, relaxed chair and just hanging out by the fire, drinking a couple beers. So this chair goes with me every single time I go camping. If you're interested in any of my items, I will have links down in the description. Gosh. Hashtag like and subscribe and prescribe and describe. So thank you for coming. I'll have links down in the description, and if it's not exactly what I show you in this video, it will be comparable. As you saw in my camping alone video when you were having your mind blown about why I brought firewood into the woods, I also brought fire starters. I've just had one too many experiences where it was just a little too humid outside or the firewood was a little too damp, and it is nearly impossible to get it to light without actually splitting and creating your own kindling. These little guys, I put in a Ziploc bag. They do not take up that much space. A lot of you guys were very concerned about the plastic on the outside of them. I can't say for sure, but the wrapper is designed to be lit. So you're not supposed to take this out of the wrapper. The wrapper is designed to be lit and have a clean burn. These things burn for, they typically burn for over 5 minutes, which is plenty of time to help your fire get a good base and get going. And like in my video when I went camping by myself, it was so humid in the spot I was at. You saw the fog when I woke up that morning. Everything was wet. Even the dry wood was absorbing the moisture. So I had to use quite a few of these just to keep the fire going. So I always bring fire starters there. And I live in Ohio. We don't have fire laws. It has been a very wet, very humid, hot summer, so I'm not really worried about forest fires and stuff like that. I love sitting by a fire, drinking some beer, camping, looking at the stars. Like that's my idea of a good time camping. So fire starters are always with me, even if I don't use them. My last accessory that I always bring with me when I go camping is my fan. I think the batteries are dead. Oh, I'm such a noob. My batteries are dead. Glad I'm not camping. Anyway, this is a fan. It has an attachment that you can hang from the top of your tent. I had it smushed in my saddlebags for a little bit too long, so the attachment's bent and now it doesn't fit. But it's also a light, an LED light. Hey, it turned on! So will the fan turn on? Got the fan working. Wait. Oh, the light gets brighter when the fan's not on. That makes sense. These batteries are about dead. This thing makes for the most wonderful sleep. And I use this light when I attach this to my phone and take selfies. This is the light that I use when I take long exposure nighttime shots. So it's just nice, like you can set it down like this and prop the fan up. I usually lay it next to my bed at night and I just have like a nice breeze on my face the whole time. Or if I'm in the hammock, I'll hang it from the top of the hammock and have it pointing down on me like that. So this is, I think it was 15 bucks on Amazon when I bought it. It might be over $18 by now, but it's bulky, it's not efficient, it's my favorite thing to bring with me. I told you I'm not a survivalist, I'm quite literally a bougie camper. I'm a glamper, and I just like to get outside and be comfortable. Sorry, but it's true. So those are my ultimate camping accessories. Obviously, there are a lot of camping necessities that you have to have with you. You need shelter, you need protection from the elements. Sleeping bags are very important. I have a couple sleeping bags depending on what the weather's gonna be like. As for entertainment, when I go camping, I'm usually with friends. We're listening to music, drinking, having a good time, walking around, exploring. You saw in my alone camping video, I went fishing. I have a collapsible fishing pole and a small tackle box I take with me. I love looking at the stars, looking at the constellations, and just genuinely enjoying being outside. I don't have to do anything crazy. I don't have to hike up the mountains. I don't have to swim in the rivers. I I just like enjoying my time with myself outdoors. So if you have any more questions for the way I like to camp off of my motorcycle, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what your #1 camping accessory is that you bring with you every single time. I mean, it could be a pocket knife, it could be your grandpa's lighter that you can't live without, or it could be a cot that you pack on your motorcycle and you have an actual bed to sleep on. So I've heard it all. I know you guys bring trailers, I know you guys have sidecars, and camping off of your motorcycle is so fun. The way I explain it to people is, it's not because I have a love for camping why I go camping. I haven't done car camping since I was 8 years old, okay? I do not go camping unless it is on my motorcycle. It's something about the challenge of bringing everything that you need or want onto wheels. And I will say it again, that's why I love camping. It's the challenge of bringing everything with you on 2 wheels. For some of you guys, you get to go way further and bring way more stuff because you have a bike built for the adventure. I have a cruiser, I have a street bike. That's my bike that I love, that I like being fit for the challenge of going outside and camping. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't checked out any of my other moto camping videos yet, go check those out. I don't get to go to Babe's Ride Out this year, which is one of my favorite times camping. So hopefully next year I'll get a good video for that. And I hope we get to go to a few more camping spots this summer if the pandemic allows. So thank you guys for checking out my channel. Until next time, you be a good boy, and I'll see you in the next one.